Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for the Design Review Board's meeting. And if we could please start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we'll start with public comment. If we have anyone here who's not an applicant that wants to speak, we'll close public comment. And we'll start with, oh, sorry, I missed attendance.
Oh.
I missed it. That was my fault, not yours. So next we'll go to approval of the minutes of September 18th. Unless there's any changes, I'd look for a motion.
So moved. Support.
Motion by Clerk Brooks, support by Trustee Barnett. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That passes. So now we'll go on to new items. We'll start with the special use permit. We'll start with Isabella, and then the applicant can come up. So we have Learn to Play Child Care Center at 3607 Shallow Brook Drive.
Okay, so before you today, yes, we have a special land use application for the Learn to Play Child Care Center. It is zoned in the R3. The applicant is in process of receiving her state daycare license, and its approval is contingent upon township approval, so I'd like to note that. Her group license would allow for her to care for up to 12 children at a time. So here's a zoning. And then, okay, I'll start here. So the planning department has reviewed the application, and we feel the conditions have met for permanent approval. So the site includes the appropriate fencing for the safety of children. The property remains consistent with the surrounding areas. The operation does not exceed 16 hours per day. Off-street parking is provided, and the applicant is a resident of the site. Her proposed operating hours are Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. And her short-term plan is to have 6 children enrolled by December 2024, and has a goal to be able to hire 1 more staff member within the next year to care for an additional 6 children. The applicant, Julie Dunlap, is here and is able to speak to any questions today. Also, I'd like to note that I was able to drive by the site myself, and I feel that there is adequate parking for pickup and drop off of the children with the given ability to fit 6 cars in the driveway. So I would invite the applicant, if they are here, to come up and speak if they'd like.
Come on up to the, yep.
Oh wait, I'm not supposed to do that, sorry.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
You want to add anything else about your business, about
So,
in Ohio?
yeah, just a little bit about me. In Ohio, I ran a home daycare for 4 years. I had 12 children. I had 2 assistants. And for the last 3 years, I've had a commercial center there, which is still operating. So I do feel like I bring enough knowledge and understanding to having a home daycare and a business in the community that is also inside a residential area. I'm very respectful of my neighbors. Luckily, on our street, our neighbors are kind of far apart. Like I said, my short-term goal, I probably won't even look at adding more than 6 until the summer, because my daughter's getting married in June, and I don't want to have 12 kids that I have to deal with that. And I don't have any personal children of my own at home. My children are grown. Our yard is more than adequate, I think, for even if I were to have 12 children eventually. And if I ever did reach 12 children, I definitely would have 1. I would have to have another 1, if not maybe 2 people then, just to help out with the children. But I'm very passionate about this. And actually the name is Learn to Play Home Daycare, so I'm not sure. Okay, I didn't want people to think that it was like a center going up there. But yeah, I'm in the licensing process for it right now. So that should be completed within this month. I started the application back in May. I'm kind of surprised that it's taken this long. But yeah.
Do you have any questions?
I do have one question with the driveway.
Yeah.
Can cars pass each other? I mean, if there's only one, if there's a car in there,
There's
a circle
2.
drive would let people come through.
Yeah, it's
So
not a
is
circle
there-
driveway, but it's 2 car widths.
Got
So
So someone could be dropping off and leaving and.
oh yeah, it's double garage or double car
wide
width. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And then I believe there is parking on both sides of the street I'm on.
And that was my next question.
Yeah.
So there's adequate space on the street.
Oh yeah, you can park both ways on Shallow Brook.
And then, have you gotten any feedback from the neighbors when you let them know this was coming?
No, I actually haven't. I don't really have any kids in the neighborhood. I think we have one child next to
The
us.
people living next to you, did you
Yeah.
approach the neighbors and let them know you were going to be opening a daycare, and what was their thought?
No, I have not. Just because I never see them, and like I said, no one has like. I've never even seen the one neighbor next to me, and I've been there since March, and so yeah, the neighbors. The owner of the house was aware, and I do believe he had told both neighbors on both sides. But the way that our yards are, there is trees aligned, so you can't see either neighbor on either side in our backyard. So,
Just,
Yeah.
so Patty, at which point do the neighbors get their notice from the township?
There's not a noticing procedure for a special use permit for daycare. We do ask that the applicant reach out to the neighbors and/or HOA, depending on their circumstances, so that there's knowledge. And I believe the applicant has.
yeah, we don't have an HOA.
But it doesn't show that the neighbors have been reached out to. I guess that's my concern is,
I was never informed by the state that I would need to do that.
no, this would be our rule.
Okay.
Our rule, yeah. There's a lot of cities run differently, but
Okay.
we're very cognizant of, we are an older community, so when you do make a big change,
Yeah.
you might not see that person because they're quiet, they're inside a lot, just to make sure that they're okay with it.
Okay.
That would be just my only reservation, is that's a big change to have. I love kids, but they are not the quietest, so if they're
Yeah.
used to that, just to get their opinion of, we're okay with it.
Okay.
That was my only concern.
No, I agree.
For sure.
Do you have any other questions?
I don't think so. There is two pictures. I guess, yes, there's two pictures here that we see in the playground looking. We see trees, which must be the view away from your house, as we see. There's no, you can't see the house behind it.
Yeah, I don't have a house behind me.
Okay, so the other one, when it looks, is the house that we're seeing is your house.
Yes.
Yeah, just to confirm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a huge yard.
What can we do now about the contact with neighbors?
There's only two of them, right? Since there's not one behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we could ask the applicant to confirm through a petition, so that she can contact and communicate with the adjacent neighbors and have their signature that they're aware of her proposal.
Like aware and supportive
Yes.
of.
I mean, not necessarily,
Can't-
yeah,
they
at least
can't veto
awareness
it.
of it. Yes,
Just the, yeah.
just awareness
They
of it.
can't veto it, but that would make a difference, I think, in our opinion, At least maybe not everybody's, but it would matter to me if the neighbor didn't want it next door, and
Because, I mean, regardless, so I could have 6 children without their approval. So I'm not,
but you're asking for
yeah.
up to 12.
Yeah.
So you're correct.
understand.
Like,
Yeah.
there is a limit, but you're asking to go past that limit.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, if you're asking for us to allow past a limit, I would like input from
Okay.
the people most.
I just
affected.
haven't met my neighbors, so I think that's, I don't know. Yeah.
This would be a great way to meet them too. You certainly wouldn't want your first meeting of somebody
Yeah.
very angrily coming over saying, "I didn't know this was coming."
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
could we put, just for administrative, where it wouldn't have to come back, if it was signed in support, it wouldn't have to come back.
I think
But
that's-
if it was signed with, then we could have like one more.
Sure, then we can bring
Go
it back to
around.
the board. Sure, be happy to do that.
What do you guys think of that?
No, I agree. That sounds
I
good.
like this idea.
Okay.
That idea.
All right. Maybe contingent upon submission of signatures of awareness from the adjacent neighbors.
And approval. Awareness and approval.
Okay.
And then if they did approve, we don't need to come back. If they didn't, I wouldn't mind hearing.
Hearing back from you.
Because maybe it isn't
return
a
back.
hard pushback. Maybe it's,
Maybe it's not approval. It could be lack of objection.
there you go, lack of
'Cause
objection.
Yeah, but
you
they
may
don't-
never hear back from somebody. In
That's
fact,
true.
I mean,
That's
it's just, eventually we can imply that they don't have a problem with it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to make a motion that we approve this contingent upon receiving evidence that there's been submission to or notification to the surrounding neighbors about the project, and that they don't object to it. And if there is objection, that it come back to the design review board for further deliberations.
Okay. We have a motion by trustee Barnett,
Support.
support by clerk Brook. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that passes.
All right,
Good
thank
luck.
you.
Hopefully this helps with the approval on the. So next we have sign applications. We have 2527 Telegraph Road, Bloom Health, and we'll start again with Isabella and then our applicant.
All right. Yes, so the second application is in regards to signage request at 2527 Telegraph Road. Bloom Health is the newest tenant of the shopping complex, which is zoned B3 here in the map. And then here's the aerial. So I realized that maybe I should have circled it or something. It's like that triangle site kind of towards the upper right corner there. So the request is for a wall sign in the frontage of the building. Let's grab that. Oh, it should be turned. There we go. I'm so sorry. You have to turn your neck. How do I do that? The exit full screen?
Maybe. Sorry about that.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, good. We don't have to hurt anybody's necks. So this is going to be a request for a wall sign, as you can see, and then reading Bloom Health. So the sign is 24 inches. No, sorry, I'm gonna skip over that. It's an allowable sign area of 59 square feet, and the sign being proposed is 18 square feet. The application does also have a request to add the business name of Bloom to the already existing ground sign that is part of the shopping complex. Something else to note is the application. As you can kind of see here, it's very small. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, I can. So the initial application had requested to have some wordage on the 3 existing awnings at the frontage of the building. We have reviewed with the applicant that the township, per our ordinance, does not allow this kind of sort of like wordage on awnings. And so the applicant was amenable to adjusting that and now has added I forget what it's called, wordage to the windows, and instead some wording details at the frontage of the space, which I do not believe we need to request permission for, but just wanted to update the board with that today.
We did need window unless it's wayfinding.
Yeah,
That's
there would be part of
considered
it,
signage.
but it's incidental because of the lettering height being 3 to 4 inches. So it's not necessarily visible from the street, but we would identify that it is signage, but it's very incidental.
So it's not something that has to be approved like signage.
Correct, correct.
That's all I have.
Anything else?
I know.
Awesome. Do you want to come on up?
Please.
You're next. Yep.
I'm the business owner. I'm here on behalf of Richie Otto. He's the owner of the building. Yeah, thank you guys for having me and for looking at this. We're excited for next steps here. We've been in business since 2018 in the building next door, and we're bringing this into more of a retail environment and just putting these kind of services kind of right out there for people to enjoy. We do conventional kind of med spa type treatments, facials, and these kind of treatments. I was just going to add to what you had said. We are requesting a change to the awning, just to the colors. It currently is, this depicted as black here. I'm not sure how they did that, but it currently is like maroon red. That was from the previous tenant, which I think was AT&T. So we were just requesting a change from maroon to black, which we think is just a classier color and fits the facade of the building.
Yep.
Very rich.
Agreed.
I like it. Well, that's exciting with a new space for you.
Yeah, you can't see the inside here, but we put a lot of work into the inside so far, and we're really excited to show it to people.
Does anyone have any questions?
No, I think it's going to look great, and I agree with you. The black definitely is classier than what was there. And unless there's,
Any questions?
I do not, well, I gotta say that. 2 signs, does that require ZBA or is just us? So
Yes, it will
okay.
require ZBA approval, correct.
yeah, I'm ready to make a motion that we approve as submitted, subject to ZBA approval or consideration for the second sign.
Support.
Motion by trustee Burnett, support by clerk Brook. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That passes. Good luck.
Thank you.
luck.
It looks
Yeah.
really nice.
Thank you, guys.
So next we have any recent DRB to review?
Nope.
All right, so our next meeting is Wednesday, October 16th. With that, I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by clerk Brook, support by trustee Barnett. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That passes. Great.